The first class today is what are all the sources to know about the history? Sources. நம்ம என்ன படிக்கிறோம்? Sources பத்தி படிக்க போறோம். To say the truth, GS ல ஆல்ரெடி கேட்டிருக்காங்க. What are all the sources to know about Mauryan's period? What are all the sources to know about Gupta period? What are all the sources to know about Sangam age? GS ல 10 marks ல says optionals GS ல எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா 10 marks ல கேட்டிருக்காங்க. What are all the sources? Prelims ல கூட what are all the sources கேட்டிருக்காங்க. பட் திஸ் சோர்சஸ் அப்படின்றது ஓவராலா நாம என்ன பண்ண போறோம் அப்படின்னா ஹிஸ்டரியை என்ன மாதிரியான சோர்சஸ்லாம் இருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்க போறோம். ஓகே, அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி சோர்சஸ் அப்படின்னு எடுக்கும்போது இந்த சோர்சஸை ப்ரிடாமினண்டா ரெண்டா பிரிச்சிடுறாங்கப்பா. சோர்சஸ் டிவைடட் இன்டு டூ. நம்பர் ஒன், ரிட்டன் சோர்சஸ் ஆர் லிட்ரரி சோர்சஸ், literary, and number two is it was the archaeological sources. Okay, archaeological sources or material sources அப்படின்னு பிரிக்கிறாங்க. Archaeological sources or material sources. What are the two types of sources? Written, literary, archaeological or material sources. இந்த archaeological or material sourcesல என்னென்னலாம் சார் வருது? யாருன்னா சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். What are all the one coming in archaeological and material sources? இதுல என்னென்னலாம் வருது? Very good. The excavation, அகழ்வாராய்ச்சின்னு சொல்றோம்ல. So in archaeological sources, through excavation, that is through burials மூலமா burials எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா நீங்க எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா through pottery. through pottery. நிறைய pot burialsலாம் இருக்கு. இறந்தவங்களை புதைக்கும் பொழுது அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ண டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் அந்த பாட்ல போட்டு புதைச்சிருக்காங்க. ஸோ த்ரூ பாட் பரியல்ஸ் we are coming to know what was their material culture. இது archaeological sources. நம்பர் டூ, இதைத்தான் செகண்ட் என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ். Do you know the inscription? The concept of inscription first emerged from Persia. India கிடையாது. But how it has come to India, sir? Due to the Persians also attacked India in ancient time period. The Persian influence in India is there. So in the Persian influence தான் நம்ம Indo-Iranian அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். Persia is also called as Mesopotamia. Indo-Iranian. Persia was also called as Mesopotamia. Persia was also called as இன்னொரு பேர் என்ன பெர்ஷியாக்கு? சுமேரியா. கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? இதெல்லாம் ஏன்ஷியன் நேம்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலா. சுமேரியா, மெசபடோமியா, பெர்ஷியா. அந்த பெர்ஷியா தான் இன்னைக்கு என்னவா இருக்கு? ஈரான் அண்ட் ஈராக் தான் இன்னைக்கு. ஸோ இந்தோ-இரானியன். இந்த இந்தோ-இரானியன் ஆக்சுவலா முதல்ல லா அப்படின்றது there was a Babylonian king. He was responsible. அவருடைய சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸை த்ரூ லா மூலயமா, இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் மூலயமா பீப்புளுக்கு சொன்னார். The oldest law book or thesis அப்படின்றது it goes back to Mesopotamia. So அந்த மாதிரி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன அப்படின்னா இந்த இந்தோ-இரானியன், இந்த பெர்ஷியால இருந்து தான் நமக்கு இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் அப்படின்றது வருது. இந்த இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷனை தான் நம்ம பின்னாடி டூரிங் த டைம் பீரியட் ஆஃப் மௌரியன்ஸ், அசோகா இருக்காரு இல்லையா, ஸோ எபிகிராஃபி அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. What is epigraphy? Epigraphy are none other than the inscription that were all engraved in the stones. அசோகா பீரியட் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களா? அசோகா இதுல இருந்த கொஸ்டின் எபிகிராஃபி. அப்ப அசோகா பீரியட்ல எந்த மாதிரியான எபிகிராஃபிலாம் இருந்தது? அசோகாவுடைய பீரியட்ல he started to inscribe so many things. You would have studied about Ashoka's inscription in 6th standard NCERT. கரெக்டா படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா? 6th standard NCERT-ல அசோகாவுடைய இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ் பத்தி படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. வாட் ஆர் ஆல் த இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ்? எபிகிராஃபி அப்படின்னும் பொழுது என்ன இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் சொல்லலாம்? ராக் எடிக்ஸ் சொல்லலாம். ராக் எடிக்ஸ். There are 14 major rock edicts. How many? There are 14 major rock edicts. Ashoka period la major rock edicts. The major rock edicts la da Ashoka conveyed his Dhamma subject to its rock edicts. For example, உங்ககிட்ட கேட்பாங்க அசோகாவுடைய மேஜர் ராக் எடிக்ஸ் 14 இருக்கு. It's a question, previous year question. In which rock edicts Ashoka mentions about Kalinga war அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க. Okay, you know Ashoka, the famous Mauryan ruler. Okay, Ashoka உடைய லைஃப் எப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். Okay, during his early life he was living so happily, but after the death of his father he enrolled to, okay, because while he was enrolling as an emperor he was getting so much of problems in the name of war of secession. வாரிசுரிமை போர்ல ப்ராப்ளம் வருது. So in the war of secession Ashoka has killed so many of his brothers and finally enrolled to the throne. But even after becoming emperor, Ashoka is facing a issue from Kalinga. It's a nearby kingdom. Kalinga, where is Kalinga? Kalinga. Kalinga is nothing but Odisha. Odisha தான் Kalinga. Okay, படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா? உத்கல அப்படின்னா நார்த் ஒடிஷா, கலிங்கானா சவுத் ஒடிஷா. உத்கல பங்கா கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. உத்கல் பங்கா மீன்ஸ் பெங்கால், Kalinga means southern part of Odisha. No, Kalingattu Parani. There was a literary work in Tamil, right? Kalingattu Parani. Because our Cholas, once they went to Odisha, they attacked Odisha. So it is called Kalingattu Parani. So this Kalinga was a problematic kingdom. So after, so Ashoka, he waged a war with Kalinga. And in this war only Ashoka realized that war is not progress for life. War is not progress. War is not life. Because millions of people say after Mahabharata war in India, the most greatest war is Kalinga war. Because so much of them lost their life. So after this war only, Ashoka slowly, gradually enrolled to from Kalinga war onwards, Ashoka, you can see he was not engaged much with battlefields. From Kalinga war onwards, Ashoka has become a able ruler, an able administrator. He started to follow the path of Dhamma. Dhamma, அதனால தான் சொல்லுவாங்க this rock edicts. Which rock edicts? The 13th rock edicts, the major rock edicts of Ashoka, 13th major rock edicts. Okay, இதெல்லாம் ஃபேக்ட். ஸோ திஸ் சோர்சஸ், இம்பார்ட்டண்டான சோர்சஸ் உங்களுக்கு எப்பயுமே ஞாபகம் இருக்கணும். அதனால தான் நடத்திட்டு இருக்கேன். ஹிஸ்ட்ரினாலே சோர்சஸ் தெரியணும் உங்களுக்கு. ஓகே, ஸோ ஃப்ரம் இதெல்லாம் நம்ம எந்த சோர்சஸ் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம்? ஆர்கியாலஜிக்கல் சோர்சஸ் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஆர்கியாலஜிக்கல் எக்ஸ்கவேஷன் அப்போ நம்ம இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம். மேஜர் ஏதோ ஒரு கல் படுக்கைகள்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அசோகாவுடைய தம்மா பாலிசி பட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ மேஜர் ராக் எடிக்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறமா முக்கியமா the 13th major rock edicts. And next one is another interesting thing is what, Ashoka's second major rock edicts. Why the second is important? Two edicts are so special. Okay, first is 13th major rock edict speaks about Kalinga war. And the second major rock edict speaks about what? Ashoka's friendship with Sera, Chola, Pandya, Satavahana. Do you know Ashoka's territory extends from Persia? Today's Persia இருந்து கர்நாடகா வரைக்கும் அசோகா ரூல் பண்ணார். But Ashoka, he didn't engage a war with South Indian rulers. He says that South Indian Chera, Chola, Pandyas are there. Okay, South India uடைய Chera, Chola, Pandyas are their friendship rulers. He was having a friendship with the Chera, Chola, Pandya. So this itself clearly mentions that Ashoka was the one who not had enmity with the Chera, Chola, Pandyas or South Indian rulers. He supported the friendship. Why? He came up to Deccan. Okay, he was a powerful ruler. He could have defeated the Chera, Chola, Pandya, Satavahanas, right? Why Ashoka didn't attack them? என்ன காரணம்? அசோகா படிக்கும்போது நான் நடத்துறேன். பட் யாருக்குன்னா தெரியுமா why, what is the reason why Ashoka didn't touch South India? You see, most of the time in the ancient period, South India remained independent. The three fellows, Chera, Chola, Pandya, they will fight among themselves. But when an external threat is coming, These three fellows, they will unite themselves. And during ancient time period, the South India, they had a pakka trade relation with the Greeks and Romans. When compared to the North Indian rulers, South Indian rulers were strong in navy. They controlled trade in Indian Ocean. From North India, the North India having trade access with Oman, which means Arabian Peninsula and Mesopotamia. But the South is having trade link where? From China to, okay, Greek and also Rome. So South Indian rulers were lauded. South Indians were lauded. Okay, so that is the reason many time period. Okay, Ashoka, only some rarest things will happen. So this particular information was said by Ashoka in his second rock edicts. So he was not having an enmity with South Indian rulers. Okay, so major rock edicts, and Ashoka's minor rock edicts is there. Ashoka's minor rock edicts. I said right, Ashoka's major rock edict speaks about Ashoka's administration. Ashoka's minor rock edict speaks about Ashoka's personal details. Ashoka உடைய personal details பத்தி பேசுது. Do you think the original name is Ashoka? No. What was his original name? Very good. Devanam Piya or Devanam Piyadasi. Ashoka's original name was not Ashoka. Ashoka's original name was Devanam Piya or Devanam Piyadasi அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. Okay, so Ashoka's minor rock edicts speaks about what? Ashoka's Ashoka உடைய personal details பத்தி பேசுது. So these are all the evidences. Okay, and next is the another important is inscription. In India, there are many inscriptions were all there. Inscriptions, I said right. Okay, inscriptions exclusively, many inscriptions speaks about many various kingdoms. Okay, you write it. The Allahabad pillar inscription was established first by Ashoka. The Allahabad pillar inscription established first by Ashoka. Allahabad pillar inscription. Who inscribed Allahabad pillar inscription? First Ashoka only, Allahabad pillar inscription. Next, the same Allahabad pillar inscription, the same. Okay, the Allahabad pillar inscription, which was also called as Prayag Prasasti, which was also called as Prayag Prasasti. Prayag na enna theriyuma? What is Prayag? Prayag is nothing but Allahabad. In those days, it was called Allahabad. Now the name was changed, Prayagraj. So Prayag means it is Allahabad. Prayag Prasasti. They will ask you, it's a previous year question. I said the Allahabad pillar inscription was first. Allahabad pillarல முதல்ல அசோகாவுடைய தம்மா பாலிசி பத்தி தான் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. But whenever Allahabad inscription comes in books, it also speaks about another popular ruler called Samudragupta. The Allahabad pillar inscription or the Prayag Prasasti, okay, which speaks about the heroic activities or the military activities of Samudragupta. Military activities of Samudragupta. Class. Okay, so it speaks about what? It speaks about the military activities. Okay, military success of whom? Samudragupta. Very good. Samudragupta or a military success. Do you know who inscribed or who composed? Okay, this is a Prayag Prasasti, Harisena. Okay, Harisena ஒருத்தர் இருந்தாரு. Harisena தான் இந்த சமுத்திரகுப்தாவுடைய poet and also his commander in chief. The Harisena was the one who speaks about the military success of whom? Samudragupta. That is what we call it as the Prayag Prasasti. Okay, so the same Allahabad inscription is having another person name called Prayag. It is Samudragupta, Prayag Prasasti. Next one. Okay, third one. The Mehrauli inscription, another famous inscription is, okay, Mehrauli inscription. The Mehrauli iron pillar inscription. During the period of Chandragupta II. Okay, at Delhi. It speaks about the military achievement and administrative achievement of Chandragupta II. The Mehrauli iron pillar inscription at Delhi, it speaks about the military and the administrative achievement of Chandragupta II. He was a Guptan ruler, it was at Delhi. The speciality of Mehrauli iron pillar inscription is it was not rusted even today. Okay, it was not rusted even today. எப்படி சார் ரஸ்ட் ஆகாம இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா தட் அமௌண்ட் ஆஃப் தட் மச் ஆஃப் மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக் நாலேஜ், சாரி தட் மச் ஆஃப் மெட்டலார்ஜி நாலேஜ். மெட்டலார்ஜியில குப்தன்ஸ் எந்த அளவுக்கு எக்ஸ்பர்ட்டா இருந்தாங்கன்றது அது சொல்லுது. மெட்டலார்ஜி, தேர் ஹேவிங் அ ஓகே மெட்டலர்ஜி ஓகே மெட்டலர்ஜி அப்படின்றதுல நாலேஜ் இருக்கு. This is another famous inscription. Next, the Hathigumpa. The Hathigumpa inscription. The Hathigumpa inscription of Kharavela. Okay, it was at Odisha. Odisha means what? He was a Kalinga ruler. He was the Kalinga ruler. Hathigumpa inscription. Okay. Kharavela பத்தி பேசுது. Next. Okay, next one is the another inscription was called Utramerur copper plate inscription. Utramerur. Where is this Utramerur? Yeah. Utramerur copper plate inscription. This was a famous inscription. It speaks about what? The local self-governments of Cholas. The local self-government practice of Cholas. To say the truth, it speaks about Kudavolai Murai. Do you know what is it? Okay. Our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he used to say, from Cholas we have to learn about water management and the administrative efficiency that present some 1200 years before, something called as okay Kudavolai Murai. Kudavolai Murai is nothing but okay choosing a village leader at a grassroots level. ஒரு கிராம தலைவரை டெமோக்ராட்டிக் வேல சூஸ் பண்றதா என்னன்னா இந்த குடவோலை முறை. ஸோ இது ரொம்ப ஃபேமஸான ஒரு இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன். வாட் இஸ் இட்? உத்திரமேரூர் காப்பர் பிளேட் இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன். ஓகே, செப்பு திருமேனிகள் அப்படின்னு தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ இதெல்லாம் என்ன சார்னா தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் சம் ஆஃப் தி எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் ஆஃப் எபிகிராஃபி அண்ட் ஆல்சோ இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ். இதெல்லாம் எதுல வருது? ஆர்கியாலஜி அகழ்வாராய்ச்சி பண்ணும்போது இதெல்லாம் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட் எடுத்துக்கோங்க காயின்ஸ் போட்டுக்கோங்க. காயின்ஸ் வாஸ் ஆல்சோ கால்ட் அஸ் coins also. Through coins also we are coming to know what are all the important activities of a particular time period. So through coins, the study of coins was called numismatics. The study of coins was called numismatic. In India, okay, first time the punch-marked coins. Okay, the punch-marked coins. Okay, it was presented right from the period of Mahada and next to Mauryans. So the Mahada and the Mauryans are the one who issued punch-marked coins. Okay, later in India, the first gold coins was issued by Indo-Greeks. Okay, the Indo-Greeks were the one who issued the gold coins. First gold coin India issued by the Indo-Greeks. Okay, and the purity of gold coins was in peak. Okay, when I use this arrow, or purity of gold coin was its peak or increased. அது யாருடைய பீரியட்ல அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா it was the period of Kushanas. Okay, Kushana periodல the purity of gold coins was peak. ரொம்ப உச்சத்துல இருந்துச்சு, which means the gold coin purity was so peak. ஓகே, அதுல கலப்பு நம்ம சொல்லுவோம்ல, இந்த செம்பு கலக்காத தங்கன்ற மாதிரி செம்பு கலக்காத பியூரிட்டி அதிகமா இருந்தது. அண்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ் இந்தியாவில் சில்வர் காயின்ஸை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இஷ்யூ பண்ணது யாரு அப்படின்னா, இட் வாஸ் த ஷாக்காஸ். ஓகே, லெட் காயின்ஸை இஷ்யூ பண்ணது யார் சார் அப்படின்னா, இட் வாஸ் தி சாதவாகனாஸ். ஸோ லைக்வைஸ் சாதவாகனா. ஸோ த்ரூ these are all some of the examples. Okay, so many kingdoms has issued coins, but what is the common sense things, you know, when you read in history that some kingdom is introduced to some coin, it automatically means that the kingdom is progressive. Because this term was previously used in mains. Actually, Gupta period la the yearly there was a mains question. They asked the yearly Gupta period numismatics, okay, was good, progressive, but this was not the phenomenon in the later period. What happened abdin kepanga. So you have to, from the coin itself we can come to a conclusion. The yearly time period, Gupta period, was progressive. The Guptans period controlled majority parts of India. They went for foreign trade, so the economy is progressive, so they issued a gold coin. But in the later time period they faced civil war, they faced external invasion, trade was cut. Okay, so in later period the economy was not progressive, so they didn't issue coin. Okay, logic purida. Economy progressive, they issue coin so that the money supply is good, people is happy. Economy is not good, okay, civil war or the political system is not proper, okay, so they didn't issue coin, so the system is not proper. So issue of coin itself will tell you whether that system is progressive or not. Alauddin Khalji issued a coin, okay. Muhammad bin Tughlaq also issued a coin, but later, you know, Delhi Sultanates, they didn't issue coin. Akbar period issued a coin, but the coin was not issued during the period of Humayun, because Humayun was facing so much of problem in India. Likewise, in South India, Vijayanagar issued a coin. Cholas, Rajaraja Chola's time period only, much of the coins was issued. Because people say the Chola period, the tax is progressive. There are more than 400 plus taxes the peoples were all paying. Not one or two taxes, 400 plus taxes the people pay, which means it is not, okay, there is no kind of tax evasion. The people are caliber to pay the taxes. So the economy is progressive. So coins vache enna pannalam neenga enna pannalam, what is the concept here? Coins vache you can come to a conclusion whether the particular dynasty is progressive or not, or எந்த time period la progressive, எந்த time period la progressive கிடையாது. Okay, so what is the study of coins? It is called numismatics. So இதை தவிர்த்து வேற என்னென்னலாம் சார் ஆர்கியாலஜில கண்டுபிடிக்கிறாங்க? pollen grains வச்சு, pollen grains, ஓகே. அதுக்கப்புறமா ஃபவுனா, through fauna, bones, okay, through carbon dating, okay, through carbon dating, okay, carbon dating இந்த இது மூலமா, okay, so through archaeological, and also there is something called as domestic materials. Domestic materials means what? Okay, some kitchen items like pots, okay, through, for example, in some areas, okay, rice husk were all common. Rice husk na theriyuma, நெல் உமி சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, உமின்னு சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. அப்போ டொமஸ்டிக் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் மூலமாவும் கார்பன் டேட்டிங் பண்றது மூலமா அது என்ன டைம் பீரியட்னு கண்டுபிடிப்பாங்க. தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் கம்ஸ் அண்டர் வாட்? ஆர்கியாலஜிக்கல் சோர்சஸ். The archaeological sources, understand the fact, the archaeological sources exactly gives you the right information. When we say Indus Valley people traded with Mesopotamia, yes, Indus Valley people யூஸ் பண்ண ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு, மெசபடோமியால யூஸ் பண்ண ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. மெசபடோமியன் பாட்ரி ஐவிசில யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, ஐவிசி பாட்ரி மெசபடோமியால யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. From deciphering the quality of the pottery itself, we come to a conclusion, yeah, this pottery was made here, that pottery was made there. Okay, and இன்னமும் ஒரு பியூட்டி என்ன அப்படின்னா, even this archaeological sources, it will go for temple architecture. Okay, temple architecture, stupas, excavations. அப்போ archaeological sources clearly gives you an idea exact. This is not, அதாவது ரொம்ப பில்டப் பண்ணிலாம் சொல்றது கிடையாது. Archaeological sources 99% it won't give you a false information. Literary sources, abundantly present, but we don't know exactly what is the trueness, what is the truth. But archaeological sources 99% it will show what, when we say, sir, Indus Valley people, whether they traded, yeah, they traded, which product they traded, bronze they traded. Okay, which is the, what was their domestication, they did domestication, yes, domestication was done. Okay, there is no remains of horse. This itself show evidence that the Indus Valley people, okay, they didn't domesticate art, but elephants were all domesticated. In IVC, the IVC people domesticated elephant. Okay, the IVC people used elephant. Okay, அதாவது பழக்கிக்கிட்டாங்க அதை. So archaeological sources 99% it will say the truth. So that is the reason, to understand the true history, what you needed, archaeological sources is needed. You take example Keeladi. Keeladi is the best source, right, today. Okay, recently Mailadum Parai, there was a place nearby the Krishnagiri. Okay, Bangalore Krishnagiri, right? The Mailadum Parai is the place. On doing excavation, they found that, okay, iron usage was first there in this place. Okay, previously we thought that the later Vedic period was called Iron Age. Iron usage was first there in north, but this recent excavation shows that iron usage was even before. When compared to Vedic age, the usage of iron was there in south. So this recent excavations, discoveries, okay, it was reconstructing the history in a faster phase. Okay, these are all comes under what, archaeological and material remains-ல இதெல்லாம் வருது. இதெல்லாம் ஏன் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா, இதுல இருந்தே சிம்பிளா உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்பாங்க, மெயின்ஸ்ல கேட்பாங்க. Okay, to understand, to decipher the true source of history. Okay, how can you say the archaeological sources better than the literary sources? This is a question. உண்மையான ஹிஸ்டரியை கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு ஆர்கியாலஜிக்கல் சோர்சஸ் லிட்ரரி சோர்சஸை விட அதிகமான ப்ரிஃபரன்ஸை நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறோம், ஏன் அப்படின்னு உங்ககிட்ட கேட்பாங்க. அதுக்கு என்ன தேவை, இந்த மாதிரியான எவிடன்சஸ்லாம் நீங்க சொல்லணும். Then come to literary sources. So archaeology over, then we will go for a literary sources. Tell me, what are all the literary sources? This literary sources we can divide it into religious literary sources and secular sources. Okay, literary அப்படினாலே or written, something was written, history was written. அப்போ எங்க இருந்து written? Okay, Vedas. How many Vedas? How many Vedas are all there? 4 Vedas. தெரியுமா? There are 4 Vedas. What are all they? இந்த Vedas என்ன டைம் பீரியட்ல இருந்து வருது? Aryans time period. The literary sources was so common. Okay, so Vedas, there are 4 Vedas. First one is what? Rig Veda. Second one is Yajur Veda. Third one is Sama Veda. Fourth one is Vikram Veda. Illa, Atharva Veda. Atharva or Atharva Veda. Okay, so Vedas are the source, literary sources. Vedas மூலமா என்ன சொல்லிருக்காங்க அப்படின்றது நமக்கு தெரியுது. Rigveda speaks about prayers, about gods. அது தெரியும்ல, Rigveda speaks about, during Aryans literature I will take deeply, but you need to know what basics class la ipo. Rigveda speaks about hymns and prayers. Yajurveda speaks about, Rigveda speaks about prayers. Okay, Yajurveda speaks about sacrifice, procedure for doing sacrifices. Yajnas, Aryans period famous for doing yajnas. நிறைய வேத மந்திர கோஷங்கள்லாம் இருக்கு. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரியான யஜ்னாஸை எப்படி பண்ணணும், சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னது யஜுர்வேதா. சாமவேதா இஸ் மெலடி, ராகங்களை பத்தி. ஓகே, ராகாஸ், மெலடிஸ், இட் ஸ்பீக்ஸ் அபவுட் a Veda on melody. And last one is Atharva Veda or Atharvana Veda. Also some people say it is called Atharvana Veda or Atharva Veda. So this Atharva Veda or Atharvana Veda, it's a treatise on black magic. Okay, it's a treatise on black magic, non-Aryan practices. Okay, after Veda, okay, the Upanishads were all coming. After Veda, what are all coming? The Upanishads were all coming. How many Upanishads are all there? How many Upanishads? There are 108 Upanishads. Okay, how many? 108 Upanishads. Upanishads அப்படின்றது என்ன தெரியுமா? Upanishads அப்படின்னாலே sitting in front of Guru and gaining the knowledge. There are 108 Upanishads. Okay, the most famous Upanishads is Mundaka Upanishads, which speaks about Satyameva Jayate. You see, learning some Upanishads, the popular terms for Vasudevaka Kutumbakam, the word was so popular today. Vasudevaka Kutumbakam. Okay, in the Vasudevaka Kutumbakam அப்படின்றது the world is one family ன்னு அர்த்தம். நம்ம இந்தியன் பார்லிமெண்ட்ல இது இருக்கு. So it comes from a Upanishads, Gata Upanishads. So in the Mari Upanishads which speaks about the philosophical data. Upanishads என்ன சொல்லுது? Philosophies பத்தி நிறைய சொல்லுது. So Upanishads also comes under literary area. After Upanishads, Aranyakas. Aranyakas means what? Aranya means forest. Aranyana enna? Forest. Forest literatures. Okay. And next one is Brahmanas. It is not Brahmins, it is Brahmanas. The Brahmanangal அப்படினு சொல்வாங்க. The Brahmanas is also, it's a kind of Thesaurus. Do you know what is Thesaurus? Dictionary Thesaurus சொல்லுவோம்ல. The Brahmanas will give you the correct meaning of Vedic, okay, hymns. For example, Ramatuda Mahadira. Who is Ramatuda? Yeah, who is Ramatuda? Hanuman. Mahadira. Maha means big, Periya. Dira means a warrior. Okay, Lord Shiva was called Mahadira. Ramatuda, Mahadira, Rudra Virya, powerful like Shiva. Anchana Garbha. Anchana is nothing but Anchaneya's mother. Anchana உடைய கர்ப்பத்திலிருந்து வந்த வாயு புத்ரா நமோஸ்துதே. This is a song, hymns. The meaning for the hymns was present in Brahmanas. Logic purida puriliya. The meanings, the Thesaurus, what the word particularly is for. So this is a Brahmana. This is also a literary sources. And after that, okay, Vedangas. Okay, the Vedangas are called 6 limbs of Veda. 6 limbs. Okay, these are all called, the Vedangas are 6. It was called the limbs of Vedas. Okay, Vedangas. And next one is Puranas. There are 18 Puranas. 18 Puranas. Previous year there was a question in mains. There was a question with respect to Puranas. Okay, Purana speaks about the genealogy. Okay, Purana speaks about the genealogy of gods. Okay, உங்களுக்கே தெரியும் வாயு புராணா, விஷ்ணு புராணா, கருட புராணா, நாரத புராணா, சிவ புராணா, கந்த புராணா. Purana speaks about the genealogy, how the earth originated, how the universe originated, what is the background of this god. Okay, so Purana speaks about the concept of bhakti also. So there are 18 major Puranas. So Puranas also the literary. The most famous Purana is the Garuda Purana. Okay, you would have watched the movie Onion, right? Garuda Puranathhin padi, okay, உன்னை வந்து பார்க்கும்பொழுது சாப்பிடுவோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா? So Garuda Purana is famous. Okay, Brahma Purana, Shiva Purana. Okay, fine. Puranas. Next is India's famous 2 epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ramayana and Mahabharata. You would have watched. Don't watch Adipurush and decipher that is Ramayana. Original Ramayana is different. Okay, what they have shown in Adipurush is different. And understand there is no single version of Ramayana. Ramayana itself a controversy thing actually. Many people say Ramayana is false. I won't accept that. And I will accept there are so many additional branch stories was added in Ramayana. But the original theme itself different. Do you know something? You take Nepal. In a movie Adipurush, they say Okay, Sita is India's daughter. உடனே நேபாளக்காரங்களாம் கோச்சிக்கிட்டானுங்க, டேய் சீதா இந்தியாவோட டாட்டரா? சீதா வேர் ஷி born? She was born in Janakpuri. Where is Janakpuri? It was in Nepal. That is the name she has got, the name Janaki. யாருக்கிட்ட ஃப்ராட் ஹிஸ்டரி சொல்றீங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இன்னமேட்டு இந்தியன் மூவியே நாங்க விட மாட்டோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு காத்மாண்டுவோடைய யூனோ கவர்னர் வந்து என்ன பண்ணிட்டாருன்னா சொல்லியாச்சு. அதனால உடனே ஆதிபுரி டீம் சாரி சார்ன்ட்டாங்க. அப்படியே பொசுக்குன்னு காலில் விட்டாங்க. புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? ஒரிஜினல் ஹிஸ்டரியே வேற. Many people will say Ravan was south. In Tamil and all, in Tamil, some political parties, they will laud that Ravan is my grandfather and wrong actually. என் திசையை பார்க்கின்றேன், என் சொல்வேன், என் சிந்தையெல்லாம் தோள்கள் எல்லாம் பூரிக்குதடான்னு என்னென்னவோ பேசுவாங்க. But Ravana was basically born in Noida. He was a North Indian actually first of all. He was a Brahmin. Some people say Ravana, Ram was Brahmin, Ravana was non-Brahmin. So it was Aryan Dravidian clash. இதெல்லாம் பக்கா கதை ஸ்டோரி. And to say the truth, in India, multiple versions of Ramayana is present. Okay, one version of the most famous Ramayana version is what you know. Okay, Sita, the wife of Lord Ram, was captured by Ravana, and he was in captivity of Ashokavana, that is in Ravan's place. So Ram, along with Vanarasena, okay, he recaptured Sita. This is one version of Ramayana. But you know what is the another popular version of Ramayana? Sita was Lord Ravan, that is Sita was Ravan's daughter. Okay, இது இந்த மாதிரி பல கதைகள் இருக்கு. ஓகே, இந்த 10 தலை ராவணானா இந்த ஆதிபுரிஷ்ல காமிக்கிற மாதிரி 10 தலைலாம் கிடையாது அவருக்கு. Many branch stories were all added. Why do you know why? That is the thing UPSC was giving. Do you know why UPSC is asking questions like this? When compared to what I said, when compared to the literary sources, the archaeological sources, it is considered to be a perfect evidence in deciphering the true history. Yeah. Why? Literary sources, and the Ramayana was happened in a particular time period. The event may be true or false, but the event, the theme was happened in some particular time period. It was compiled in another particular time period. Many branch stories was added in another particular time period. So the original theme may be true, the original event may be true, but the branch stories, additional stories, build-up stories, you know, it seriously questioning whether Ramayana or Mahabharata can be taken as a true source of history. That is the reason people, they, you know, they say it was a idihasa, they say it is a epics. அது இலக்கியமா மாறிடுச்சு ஆக்சுவலா. லாஜிக் புரியுதா? So itihasa, when India's idihasas, okay, India's epics are two, Ramayana and Mahabharata. This two Ramayana and Mahabharata, okay, what people saying is, okay, this Ramayana and Mahabharata, many ethical principles were all present. Many ethical principles were all present. Okay, நீ எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஆளா இருந்தாலும், லார்ட் சிவாவுடைய டைரக்ட் டிவோட்டியாவே இருந்தாலும், அடுத்தவன் ப்ராடக்ட்டுக்கு ஆசைப்பட்டா அழிவு நிச்சயம் அப்படின்றது ராமாயணாவுடைய பேஸ் ஸ்டோரி. Mahabharata is what? You have to do your dharma. You have to do your dharma. Karma will determine all other everything. That is what we call it as. That is the base story of Mahabharata. So this Ramayana and Mahabharata are the two important epics of India. These two important epics of India clearly says that the epitome of literary sources in India. Some people saying Ramayana and Mahabharata is true. Some people, even it is a debate whether we can take Ramayana or Mahabharata or a true source of history. Some people, they are taking it as true source of history. Some people, they are not taking as true source of history because of the lack in evidences, materialistic evidences கிடையாது. That is the reason when compared to Aryan's literature, okay, the IVC archaeological remains is getting popularity. Concept purida? You see, Aryan's period came next to IVC. We say that Aryans, they were all not from India itself. What is the supporting evidence? What is the supporting evidence? During the time period of mature phase of IVC, okay, the so-called Aryans materialistic remains was not there in India. கான்செப்ட் புரியுதா? சிந்து சமவெளி நாகரீக மக்கள் வாழ்ந்தாங்க. ஓகே, ஆரியன்ஸும் இந்தியா தான் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அவங்க டைம் பீரியட்லயே ஆரியன்ஸ் இந்தியன் சப்கான்டினென்ட்ல எங்கன்னா வாழ்ந்துருக்கணுமா இல்லையா? Some materialistic evidence would have been shown, right? But during the mature phase of IVC, the Aryans materialistic culture was not there in Indian subcontinent. Whereas after the decline of IVC only, the Aryans materialistic culture was present. This clearly shows the Aryans are not from Indian subcontinent. இதான் fact. புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? So when compared to literary sources, okay, materialistic sources dominance was high. So this Brahmanas, Vedangas, Puranas, okay, and also the famous two epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, okay, these are all religious. In addition to this, எழுதிக்கோங்க, Buddhism. If you come to Buddhism, Tripitakas, Buddhism literature, Tripitakas. Tripitakas are all Buddhist literature. Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Okay, these are all the Buddhist literatures. After Buddhism, if you come to Jainism, okay, there comes in Jainism, okay, okay, in Jainism also many Sutras were all present. Sutra, which means Kalpa Sutra. When someone, this Kalpa Sutra is nothing but Kalpa Sutra. It's a Jainism literature, Kalpa Sutra, and also Agamas and Purvas. So these are all some of the literature with respect to Jainism. And next one is, okay, Tirukural, Sangam period. Tirukural is the secular literature. Sangam age, to know about the Sangam ages, okay, to know about the Sangam age, Tirukural is needed. So Tirukural is a secular literature. Tirukural and 5 epics of Tamil land. What are all they? Aimberum Kapiyangal, 5 epics of Tamil land. First one is Silapadigaram. There are 5 epics of Tamil land that also speaks about, okay, Silapadigaram. Next one is Manimegalai. Third one is Sivaga Sindamani, Valayapati, and also Kundalakesi. Okay. So these are all the famous literary sources in the ancient time period. Next, okay, Chanakya's Arthashastram. Chanakya's Arthashastra. Okay. And Kalhanas, he was the first Indian recognized historian. The first Indian historian. Okay, his name was Kalhana. அவர் எழுதுனது என்னன்னா ராஜா தரஞ்சினி. Okay, Raja Taranjini. Kalhana's Raja Taranjini. It speaks about history of Kashmir. History of Kashmir. Kalhanas, Rajas, Taranjini. Okay, it speaks about history of Kashmir. This Kalhana was the first recognized Indian historian. Okay. Okay. And next one is, next to popular source of history is foreign sources. Okay, foreign sources. நிறைய foreigners உடைய foreign sources. Foreign sources அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா first Megasthenes. He belonged to which country? He was a Greek, right? Megasthenes, he was a Greek ambassador, Greek. Megasthenes wrote Indica. அவருடைய புக் நேம் என்ன? Indica. Megasthenes. Number 2 is Fahian. Okay, Fahian, he came to the period of Gupta period, especially Chandragupta 2 period la vandar Fahian. Okay, third one is, okay, Yuan Swang, kelipattirupinga. Okay, Einstein. Yuan Swang or Einstein, he came during the period of Harsha period. Harsha. Okay, he came during 7th century common era. Yuan Swang or Einstein, Harsha would a contemporary fellow. Okay, and in medieval time period, many foreigners came to India. Okay, medieval time period, there was a fellow called, okay, Abdul Razak. Okay, he came during the period of Vijayanagar. In Vijayanagar period, many rulers came in. Abdul Razak from Persia. Okay, and next one is Barbosa. Barbosa, Friar, F-A-I-R, Friar Nunes. Okay, Barbosa, Friar Nunes. So they were all, இவங்கெல்லாம் யார் சார் அப்படின்னா, they were all foreigners. Especially in 13th century, there was a fellow called Marco Polo came to India. Marco Polo. Okay, so இவங்களுடைய Marco Polo. And in 10th century, okay, there was a fellow called as, okay, Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni in 10th century common era. Okay, he was the contemporary of Muhammad Ghazni. This Al-Biruni visited India. This Al-Biruni, okay, he was the one who clearly, okay, demarcated the political, socio-religious history of India. From Al-Biruni only, India's socio-political cultural system transferred from one continent to another. இங்கிருந்து இன்னொரு தேசத்துக்கு, அரேபியன் கண்ட்ரிக்கு போச்சு. And another fellow was called during Delhi Sultanate period, he was called this Al-Biruni, and the next fellow was called Amir Khusro. This Amir Khusro was called the Parrot of India. He was the contemporary of Alauddin Khalji. So likewise, my dears, what these are all coming to say? Through foreign sources, the foreigners also, certain foreigners, they have lauded India. They have lauded regional dynasties in India. Certain foreigners, they clearly, exactly says what is the real India. Okay, some of them lauded, பெருமையா பேசியிருக்காங்க. Some of them, they said what is exactly what is real India. So அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி through this foreign sources, through this literary sources, we can come to a conclusion that, okay, when compared to the archaeological sources, this foreign sources also certain time period we can recognize, we can take this as a true source of history. அப்போ இந்தியாவுடைய ஹிஸ்டரியை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு நமக்கு இதெல்லாம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுது. இது ரெண்டும் நிறைய இருக்கு, பட் உங்களுக்கு நான் ஷார்ட்டா இதை மட்டும் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்னா, மெனி திங்ஸ் வேர் ஆல் தேர். அந்தந்த டைனஸ்டிஸ் பத்தி படிக்கும் போது இன்னும் நிறைய சொல்றேன், பட் தீஸ் ஆர் ஆல் த பேசிக்ஸ் திங்ஸ். இவங்களை பத்தி அட்லீஸ்ட் இவங்க என்ன டைம் பீரியட், அவங்க என்ன சொல்ல வந்தாங்கன்றது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ இதுதான், this topic was called reconstructing Indian history. இதுக்கு அப்புறமா தான் நம்ம சப்ஜெக்ட் குள்ளாரே போவோம். கான்செப்ட் புரியுதா? So now we are entering into another interesting topic, prehistory. Already during 6th standard and during our pre-foundation class, I have mentioned about this topic. Now I am giving you outline so that many new students are there and we are going accordingly. Okay. The first thing is prehistory was also called as Stone Age. Prehistory was also called as Stone Age. In preliminary, from this topic, if you take last 10 years of question paper, only 1 or 2 questions has come. But in mains, this topic is so important because this topic is more or less associates with your arts and culture part. So people saying that the prehistory was also called as Stone Age. Okay, Karkalam. This Stone Age was divided into 4 important time phases: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. Okay, so this Paleolithic was also called as Old Stone Age. Mesolithic was called Middle Stone Age. Neolithic was called New Stone Age. And Chalcolithic was called Copper plus Stone Age. Copper plus Stone Age. First, you should know why it is called Stone Age. The people, for their every basic livelihood activity, they used to stone. The people, for their every basic livelihood activity, they used to stone. That is the reason it was called Stone Age or Karkalam. Okay, so if you look at the time period of this prehistory, it goes back to Paleolithic. That is 2 million BCE. 2 லட்சம் 2 லட்சம் இல்ல 20 லட்சம் வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி போகுது. From now, okay, that is 2 million BCE. Okay, அப்போ 2 million BCE ல இருந்து 12,000 BCE வரைக்கும் ஓல்டு ஸ்டோன் ஏஜ். அப்போ இந்த ஓல்டு ஸ்டோன் ஏஜ் பீரியட்ல பீப்புள் ஹவு தே வேர் ஆல் எப்படி இருந்தாங்க? Okay, old Stone Age period la people how they were on during old Stone Age period. First இப்ப நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்க போறீங்க how the people, what was their occupation? First, what was their occupation? They were all hunters and food gatherers. They were all hunters and food gatherers. மக்கள் எப்படி வாழ்ந்தாங்க? They were all hunters and food gatherers. Hunting is their prime occupation. They don't know agriculture, they don't know fishing, they don't know nothing except hunting, because hunters and food gatherers means இப்பெல்லாம் என்ன கண்டிப்பா வாழ்றதுக்காக சாப்பிட்டே ஆகணும். வாழ்றதுக்காக சாப்பிட்டு ஆகணும், which means food அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கனாலே through hunting and food gathering only you will collect food. So by this time period, initially they had raw food. Okay, and then they, after the invention of fire, okay, முக்கியமா இதான் கேட்பாங்க, ஃபயர் உடைய இன்வென்ஷன் எங்க கர்னூல் கேவ்ஸ், ஆந்திர பிரதேஷ். ஓகே, கர்னூல் கேவ்ஸ், ஆந்திர பிரதேஷ்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய கர்னூல் கேவ்ஸ்ல ஃபயர் அப்படின்றது இன்வென்ஷன் பண்ணதுக்கான ஓல்டஸ்ட் ஃபாசில் ஃபியூல், ஓல்டஸ்ட் ஃபயர் ஆஷஸ் அப்படின்றது ஆந்திர பிரதேஷ் கர்னூல்ல கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க. ஸோ initially they had raw food, then they went for what அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா they went for paleo foods. Okay, from raw food to paleo foods. paleo foods னா என்ன? ஓகே, ரா ஃபுட்ல இருந்து, ரா வெஜிடபிள், ரா மீட்ல இருந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க? ஃபயர்ல பேர்ன் பண்ணி சாப்பிட ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. ஸோ ஃபுட் அப்படின்றது இப்படிதான் இருந்தது. ஸோ ஃபயர் வாஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டெக்னாலஜி த பீப்புள் லேர்ன்ட் ஆக்சுவலி. Okay, what was the first technology? Fire. What is technology? You are inventing something. Sikkimuki kala vachu, okay, the teepurin solluvolla, pelting of the stones. Through pelting of the stones, fire was invented. Okay, so Paleolithic period, sorry, fire was discovered. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. So first is what அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா raw food. Next, paleo foods, and where they lived. Where they lived? In caves. Where they lived? Caves. Okay, how was the climate? It was a hot climate? No, it was a cold climate. Okay, it was a cold climate. So people say it was ice age. Okay, it was ice age because the climate of the earth itself so cool, so it was called ice age. And next is, if you come to this, and next we have to learning, we are learning something. Okay, what does that means? What was their another technology? Okay, you see, they were all hunters and food gatherers. Hunters and food gatherers means they need some tools. Tool making was the next technology. Tool making. What is the tool making? Which type of tools they were all making? It was the stone tools. So tell me, the stone tools, whether it was rough stone tool or polished stone tools, rough stone tools. Purida, they were all hunters. Hunt பண்றதுக்கு tools தேவை. Tool making அப்படின்றது வருது. Tool making என்ன? They have to produce tools. அப்போ அவங்க என்ன மாதிரியான tools produce பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா stone tools produce பண்ணாங்க. அந்த stone tools, rough stone tools, it was not the polished stone tools. In Paleolithic period, the stone tools are rough, not polished. So they used, stone axes they used. Okay, choppers they used. எல்லாமே rough stone tools தான் அப்படின்றது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ இவங்க வாழ்ந்தது ஒரு இடம். ஓகே, வாழ்ந்த இடத்த ஹாபிடேஷன் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஹாபிடேஷன். ஓகே, இவங்களுடைய இண்டஸ்ட்ரிய பக்கத்திலே வச்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. ஸோ இண்டஸ்ட்ரினா என்ன? டூல் மேக்கிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி அவங்க வாழ்ந்த இடத்துக்கு பக்கத்திலே வச்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. ஸோ இட் வாஸ் கால்ட் ஹாபிடேஷன் கும் ஃபேக்டரி சைட்ஸ். So in prehistory, what is the question area, sir? If in preliminary examination, you will get a question area in prehistory that what are all the prehistoric sites were all there. Concept புரியுதா? Prehistoric sitesலாம் என்னென்ன? இது உங்க NCERT ல நீங்க படிக்கலாம். Son Valley, Punjab. Bori, Maharashtra. Concept புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? Brahmagiri, that is Bhimbetka, Madhya Pradesh. In prehistory time period itself, okay, so hunting is the prime occupation. So fire was the first technology. By the time period, okay, rough stones were all used. They lived in an ice age. Okay, they lived in caves actually. There is no private property. What is private property? Individual 2 BHK caves la kadiyadappo. Private property kadayadu. Okay, community based living were all there. Okay, so community based living means what? குழுவா வாழ்ந்தாங்க. So these are all the important Paleolithic time period scenarios. After this Paleolithic takes a very long time period. After Paleolithic, what is happening? In the Mesolithic time period, why it is called Meso means there was a transition. This is the transition time period. Paleolithic போயிட்டு Mesolithicல என்ன வருது? Mesolithicல என்ன ஆகுது? It was the Mesolithic period. Mesolithic, okay, it was middle stone age. Mesolithic is middle stone age. The Mesolithic time period, microliths. What is microliths? Liths means tools, stone. Lith means stone. Paleolith, Mesolith, Neolith. Lith na enna? Stone artham. Okay, appo microliths means some small stone tools they used actually. Okay, that is called microliths. இது எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா பியர்ஸ் பண்றதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க. What எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க? Piercing. For piercing they used. Okay, ஓட்ட போடுறதுக்கு like goniusi. Okay, and Mesolithic time period only there was a transition in temperature. Okay, temperature. It is a transition time period, means there is a gradually from cold climate to warm climate transition was taking place. Warm climate. So from cold climate to warm climate, or cold weather pattern to warm weather pattern. So automatically, when there was a change in climate or weather pattern, due to the action of sunlight அதிகமா வருது. Due to the action of sunlight, what is happening? Due to the action of sunlight, photosynthesis நடக்கிறதால, okay, விஷனும் நிறைய. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி cold climate, It was so difficult for hunting and roaming. Now you have sunlight, you have vision. So both animals, both humans, okay, they now have a vision. So they started to roam. நிறைய சுத்துறாங்க. அப்படி சுத்தும் பொழுது human animal conflict was taking place by this time. Okay, so while you see one side, due to the action of sunlight, autotrophs. What is autotrophs? What is autotrophic plants? Yeah, the plants which make their own food, the green plants which make their own food was called autotrophs. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய green plants வர ஆரம்பிக்குது. இந்த green plants சாப்பிட்றதுக்காக herbivorous animalsலாம் போகுது. Herbivores. இந்த herbivorous animals சாப்பிட்றதுக்காக carnivorous animalsலாம் போகுது. இப்போ ஒரு டீர் இருக்கு, டீர் will have order some plants. டீரை சாப்பிட்றதுக்காக இந்த கார்னிவோரஸ் போகுது. இந்த கார்னிவோரஸையும் ஹெர்பிவோரஸையும் சேர்ந்து சாப்பிட்றதுக்காக ஆம்னிவோரஸ் ஆகிய நாமளும் போறோம். புரியுதா? ஸோ ஆம்னிவோரஸ். இந்த ஆம்னிவோரஸ் தான் யாரு? இட்ஸ் தி ஹியூமன்ஸ். இட்ஸ் தி ஹியூமன்ஸ். அப்போ அதான் சொல்றாங்க, during Mesolithic time period, human animal conflict was taking place. Though human animal conflict was taking place, okay, by the time period, the humans understood there are certain animals, okay, it's not dangerous, it's not hazardous. There are certain animals depend upon the love and compassion of human being. நம்மளுடைய அன்பை எதிர்பார்க்குது. And human beings also needed their byproducts. So this is how it's a mutually supporting strategy. Okay, it is a collaboration between nature with we, இப்படிதான் சொல்லலாம். It is a collaboration between one species with other species. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரியான ஜெனசிஸ் அப்படின்றது ஏற்படுது. இப்படிதான் டொமஸ்டிகேஷன் அப்படின்றது வருது. வாட் இஸ் இட்? Domestication of animals. Domestication of animals. Okay, tell me which animals was domesticated first by humans? Dogs. நாய்களை வளர்த்தாங்க. Dogs, cattles. Yeah, so இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய சொல்லலாம். Okay, pigs, buffalo, ox, hen, even monkeys, pigs. So this is how goat, okay, அதுக்கப்புறமா பார்த்தீங்கன்னா pigs. Okay, some people say even monkeys were all domesticated. Okay, yeah, இன்னைக்கு இருக்கக்கூடியது எல்லாமே. This is how the concept of domestication, முக்கியமா bull. Okay, so cow, okay, bull, okay, ox, இந்த மாதிரிலாம் domestication வர ஆரம்பிச்சது. Okay, and point number 2, fishing also came during this time period. Okay, fishing, the concept of fishing came during this time period. Fishing, மக்கள் என்ன பண்ணாங்க? ஃபிஷிங்கும் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. எடுத்த உடனே போய் கடல்ல போயெல்லாம் மீன் பிடிக்கல யாரும். ஃப்ரம் ponds, lakes, rivers. So Mesolithic period characterized by all these events. In Mesolithic period, another important beauty is the arts and culture part, which means now the family life was somewhat, okay, reoriented, which means initially, நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க, Paleolithic period, the people lived in the caves, in a higher terrain, higher altitudes. During Mesolithic period, yeah, they were all hunters and food gatherers. Now they started to roam freely. Now they started to come from a upward hill region to downward region. Okay, so now they were all encountering new problems, and also they were all coming with new opportunities. So Mesolithic period characterized by, okay, fishing activity, domestication of animals, and Mesolithic period itself, the concept of burial system is coming. Okay, when compared to the political system, அதாவது அரசியல் வர்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி Okay, என்ன வந்திருக்கு? The concept of belief system, religious system has come. The concept of burial system, இறந்தவங்களை புதைக்கக்கூடிய முறைகள் இங்க இருக்கு. இறந்தவங்களை என்ன பண்றாங்க? புதைக்கக்கூடிய முறைகள். ஸோ இங்க இருந்தே அவங்களுடைய பிலீஃப் சிஸ்டம் என்னன்றது தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். அண்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் த ஃபேக்ட் ஃப்ரம் ஹியர் இட் செல்ஃப். ஓகே, த கான்செப்ட் ஆஃப் ஆர்ட்ஸ் இஸ் கம்மிங், த கான்செப்ட் ஆஃப் கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி இஸ் கம்மிங். ஹவு? Bhimbetka is the best example. Where is Bhimbetka? There was a place called Bhimbetka. It was in Madhya Pradesh, nearby Bhopal. The Bhimbetka caves or the prehistoric rock painting caves. In the Bhimbetka prehistoric rock paintings, okay, they have painted so many things, like how we write a diary. Okay, we will write the diary, right? Many of you have the habit of writing diaries. Okay, so ஈவெண்ட்டை என்னென்ன ஈவெண்ட் நடந்துச்சுன்னு முக்கியமாக உங்கள் லைஃப்பில் நடந்துச்சுன்னு எழுதி வச்சுருப்பீங்கள்ல. Like how we write diary, the people of prehistoric period, especially Mesolithic period and later Neolithic period also, in Bhimbetka caves, they have drawn it. ஆயக்கலைகள் 64. Painting comes first. Why painting is considered to be number one art form, you know? Through painting, imagination. Painting gives a kindled for your imagination, creativity. The prehistoric people painted what they painted, you know? What they painted? என்ன பெயிண்ட் பண்ணிருப்பா? Very good. Hunting scenes. You see, you went for a hunting at daytime. You came back. Okay. You have seen certain things. Okay. So you observed it, you kept in your mind, and you are reproducing it through a painting. So this is basically called arts. Arts is nothing but the application of your creativity. What is arts? The application of your creativity in a visual form was called arts. அப்போ மனுஷனுக்கு இந்த படைப்பாற்றல், இந்த கலை பத்தியான அறிவு நுணுக்கம் எப்போல இருந்து இருக்கு? ப்ரீஹிஸ்டாரிக் பீரியட்ல இருந்தே இருக்கு. They painted actually. While painting, they represented, they have painted a forest. They have drawn a forest. They have drawn some trees. They have drawn some animals. Okay, especially they have drawn the hunting scene. அப்படி ஹண்டிங் சீன்ல என்ன வச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, நமக்கு என்ன தெரியுது அப்படின்னா, the tools which they use like axe. Okay, and later time period, you know, this bow and arrow also came actually. அவங்களுடைய ஸ்பியர்ஸ், அவங்களுடைய ஆக்சஸ், அதெல்லாம் அந்த டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் காமிச்சிருக்கான். Whenever they are showing a hunting scene, they are using red color painting to categorize that it was hunting. You think some 2 million years before or some 10,000 years before, they used red color. They used red color. They have shown red color to symbolize hunters. How they deciphered? From where they got red color? Animals' blood. Where? If animals' blood was used, how the red color was even today? Plant sources. There was a war of iron called hematite. The ore of iron hematite, it will be in red color. So they used this hematite to represent, you take red color from that. And whenever, they used primarily some 3 or 4 colors. Red they used. Okay, they used another thing called limestone, that is white color. Third, they used green color. Chalcedony, there was an element called chalcedony அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Green color, they used green color to represent important event called dances. Hunters represent பண்ணும்போது ரெட் கலர். ஹண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு வந்துட்டாங்க, கும்பலா உட்காந்து சாப்பிட்றாங்க, லைக் கேம்ப் ஃபயர். அப்படி சாப்பிடும் பொழுது டான்ஸ் ஆடுறாங்க, பாட்டு பாடிக்கிறாங்க. இதுக்கு எல்லாமே அந்த பெயிண்டிங்ல இருக்கு. They used some musical instrument. நம்ம சொல்லுவோம்ல தும்ரு, சிவபெருமான் கையில இருக்குல்ல அந்த தும்ருனா அந்த உடுக்கை. This உடுக்கை, even in Tamil we call it as parai. So this is the oldest musical instrument. This instrument was there in their hands. A drum like instrument was there in their hands. புரியுதுங்களா? ஸோ புல்லாங்குழலாம் இப்போ வரல. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் அ ப்ரீ ஹிஸ்டாரிக் பீரியட். ஓல்டஸ்ட் மியூசிக்கல் இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்ட் இஸ் திஸ் தும்ரு. தும்ரு தான் நம்ம உடுக்கைன்னு சொல்லுவோம், பறைன்னு சொல்லுவோம். அப்போ மியூசிக்கல் இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்ட் இஸ் தேர். டான்சிங், they have depicted the image of dancing, and you see they have went for a hunting. They have seen some rivers. To represent the river, they have made a wavy line. இப்படி போட்டான். So this wavy line represents some river. Okay, to represent some traps. Okay, to communicate there is a trap. You know why they went for painting. They may die. அவங்க இறந்துருவாங்க. But for the next generation, who is going to teach? The painting will teach. So ancestors paintings are none other than, you can take it as, in those the generations, they took their ancestor paintings as, okay, a knowledge transfer mechanism. They didn't transfer knowledge, and also they alerted them. Another, I would have watched a movie called Ayirathil Oruvan, Selvaraghavan movie, some 12 years before. அதுல அந்த சோழ மன்னன் கேரக்டர் நீங்க பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. அப்படியே அவருடைய ஓல்டு பெயிண்டிங்ஸ்லாம் பார்த்துக்கிட்டே போவாரு. ஓகே, என் முன்னோர் தீட்டிய ஓவியம் பொய்யோ அப்படின்னு ஒரு வார்த்தையை இதுவரை ஆக்சுவலா. அப்படின்னா என்ன, என்னுடைய ஆன்செஸ்டர்ஸ் ஒரு விஷயத்த சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, டிபிக் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, அது எப்படி பொய்யாகும். ஸோ த்ரூ பெயிண்டிங்ஸ், ஓகே, ஸோ பெயிண்டிங்ஸ் ஆக்டட் as a knowledge transfer mechanism. Okay, painting acted as a communication mechanism. So that is the reason painting was lauded. Okay, that is the reason there was a previous mains question that speak exactly about what are all the depictions of megalithic paintings. So this megalithic paintings were predominantly found at where? Bhimbatka, Madhya Pradesh. They have mentioned about their social life, family life, which are all the animals were all present, which are all the colors were all used, what are all the geometrical patterns. இது எல்லாமே நமக்கு தெரியறதால பெயிண்டிங் அப்படின்றது அந்த காலத்துல மக்கள் எப்படி வாழ்ந்தாங்கன்றத கரெக்டா நமக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்குது. கான்செப்ட் புரியுதா? So this Bhimbatka is so famous. After Bhimbatka, from South India, Brahmagiri, important Mesolithic areas என்னன்னா Brahmagiri, and after Brahmagiri it was Adichanallur. Brahmagiri and Adichanallur. Where is Adichanallur? It was in present day of Thoothukudi district. Okay, Brahmagiri and Adichanallur are the two important places, famous places, or the sites of Mesolithic period. Okay, and the next one is Neolithic period. Neolithic was also called as New Stone Age. Neolithic was called New Stone Age. What is the speciality, sir? Agriculture was first developed here, especially the shifting agriculture. Do you know what is shifting agriculture? Yes or no? Okay, agriculture first developed during this Neolithic period. Neolithic period la dhaan விவசாயம் வந்துச்சு. And storage medium first came. What is the storage medium? Yeah, pottery. Okay, this pottery first came in. Plain pottery. That is, time period is 10,000 to 4,500 BC. Okay, 10,000 to 10,000 BCE to 4,500 BCE. Okay, pottery came in, plain pottery came in. Okay, agricultural productivity. Neolithic remembered for agricultural revolution ni solvaanga. Agricultural revolution. Agricultural revolution. Okay, and Neolithic period, why it is agricultural revolution? People now, they had a knowledge about climate, weather, After weather pattern, they had the knowledge about crops, soil, பத்தி, crops பத்தி, weather பத்தி, climate பத்தி, எந்த crops எந்த soil எந்த weather patternல ஓகேவா, ஸோ ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணணுன்ற நாலேஜ் அவங்களுக்கு வந்துச்சு. சிஸ்டமேட்டிக் வே ஆஃப், ஓகே, சிஸ்டமேட்டிக் வே ஆஃப் ப்ரொடியூசிங் crops அப்படின்றத தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. So thus finally leads to agricultural revolution. Okay, Neolithic period remembered for agricultural revolution because the people now they were not, they know hunting and food gathering, but when compared to hunting and food gathering, now the people, now they went for settled way of life. Now the peoples were not hunters and food gatherers, what you have seen in Mesolithic or Paleolithic. Hunters and food gatherers வாழ்ந்த மக்கள் இப்போ எப்படி வாழ்ந்துட்டாங்க, எப்படி வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க, settled way of life. Settled way na என்னப்பா அர்த்தம்? What is settled way of life? On the bank of river, on the river bank, okay, they started to settle. What is settling here? They were not primitives now. நாடோடி மாதிரி வாழணும்னு அர்த்தமே கிடையாது. நாடோடி மாதிரி வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருந்த மக்கள் இப்ப என்ன ஆயிட்டாங்க, நதி படுக்கைகள்ல செட்டில் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. இப்ப வாழ்க்கைக்காக சாப்பாட்டுக்காக அலையணும்னு கிடையாது. They can produce their own foods because a river bank, fertile soil will be there. You can do agriculture. Okay, you see most of the civilizations where it emerged on the river bank. Nile civilization, Tigris, Euphrates, Mesopotamian civilization, and next we are going to study Indus Valley civilization, our Tamrabarani, okay, Kaveri civilization, Krishna river valley civilization. You see all the big civilization emerge on river banks. Civilization, Nahariham, you know what is the concept of Nahariham? Nahariham is nothing but, civilization is nothing but Nahariham in Tamil. What is civilization? When there was a level of development achieved, it was called civilization. The level of development was not only external, it was internal. Internal development, external development. What is internal development? What is internal development? Now you think about yourself. சாப்பிட்டீங்க, வீட்டில் போய் வீடு இருக்கு, சாப்பிட்டீங்க, சாப்பாடு இருக்கு, வயிறு நிறைஞ்சிருச்சு, வீடு இருக்கு, ட்ரெஸ் இருக்கு, அதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க எதை பத்தி யோசிப்பீங்க? லைஃபோடைய ப்ராக்ரெசிவ்னஸ் பத்தி யோசிப்பீங்க. என்ன படிக்கலாம், என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். யூ வில் கிவ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் எய்தர் டு லிட்ரேச்சர், சயின்ஸ், மெடிசன், சம் ப்ராக்ரஸ், அதாவது சம் ப்ராக்ரெசிவ் திங்ஸ் யூ வில் கான்சென்ட்ரேட். கரெக்டா? ஸோ திஸ் லெவல் ஆஃப் இன்டர்னல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் and the level in the external development leads to civilization. What is external development? A political system, an economic system, a religious system, a social system. Appo later we are going to study about Indus Valley civilization, other civilization and all, but the base for the civilization where it comes in the Neolithic time period, because in the Neolithic time period only the people before they were all hunters and food gatherers. இப்போ எங்க வந்து செட்டில் ஆகுறாங்க? நதி படுக்கைகள்ல வந்து செட்டில் ஆகுறாங்க. Here only storage came, pottery came, producing pots came. Now barter system also came. What is barter system? பண்டமாற்று முறை, exchange system, barter system economy was the oldest economic system, where you produce rice, another nearby fellow produce barley, you give rice, you exchange barley. Got it? So this kind of economic system came in. அப்ப economic system how நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. What is trade actually? Exchange is the trade. Okay, you sell a product to a nearby village, you go by walk, accept it. A nearby town of 15 or 20 kilometers, you go by walk. Think about a nearby state. From here to Karnataka, you will, whether in a single day you can walk and you can come back. No. It is risky. It is difficult. Okay, you don't know what is there in the paths. Okay, adventure. Now the people are ready to explore new areas. So when they want to explore, they need a medium to go. Now what has come? Now what has come? What is most important? Pottery wheel. Through pottery wheel, they produced pot. The same pottery wheel, in a horizontal way, if you use it, it is pottery wheel, pots were all coming. The same wheel, where you use it in a vertical way, you link a rod and you have a buffalo or something else to carry you. This is how the caravans has come. புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? வண்டி, இந்த மாட்டு வண்டிலாம் சொல்றாங்கல்ல, இதெல்லாம் வர ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. So now automatically barter system came in. Okay, trade and commerce started to develop. Okay, you use your pottery, you produced your pottery was in demand in some other area, so you do trade. So this is how the economy started to progress. இப்படிதான் கொஞ்சம் 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 கொஞ்சமா மக்கள் எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க, அட்வென்ச்சரை வந்து லைக் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. ஒரு பக்கம் நதிக்கரைகள்ல ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய மக்கள், which means ஒரு அக்ரிகல்ச்சரல் கம்யூனிட்டி இருக்காங்க. அக்ரிகல்ச்சரல் கம்யூனிட்டி ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய ப்ராடக்ட்ஸை சேல் பண்ணக்கூடிய பிசினஸ் கிளாஸ் கம்யூனிட்டி வர ஆரம்பிக்கிறாங்க. உற்பத்தி பண்றோம் ஒருத்தன், அதை சேல் பண்றோம் இன்னொருத்தன். இப்படிதான் எக்கனாமி ப்ராக்ரஸ் ஆகுது. இதோடைய அடுத்த லெவல் தான் என்னன்னா, the next phase is Chalcolithic phase. Now what is the speciality of Chalcolithic phase means? Okay, you see the Chalcolithic phase is none other than, it is a 2000 years of transition period. இதுவும் ஒரு விதமான transition period. Chalcolithic period is also a transition period, but what is the transition அப்படின்னா, now the people used stone. In addition to stone, the Chalcolithic people, Chalco means what? Copper. Copper was the first material or the metal that can be used by the humans. Copper தான் முதல்ல யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க. So copper plus stone tools has come. During the Chalcolithic time period, you need to understand a fact. During the Chalcolithic time period, wherever copper is used or produced, okay, so that sites are all, we call it as Chalcolithic time period. But understand the fact, Chalcolithic time period, the pottery further refined, it was called as painted pottery, polychrome pottery. apna enna artham? Multicolor pottery came in. Okay, the Chalcolithic period, the trade was even much more elaborated. People now started to explore other countries, other civilizations also. The Chalcolithic period characterized by development of civilization. இப்போ இந்த ஏரியால நீங்க ரொம்ப கொஞ்சம் நுணுக்கமா பார்க்க போறீங்க. Listen carefully. Consider this is India. This is India, or this is Indian subcontinent. I say the Chalcolithic time period is 4500 to 2500 BCE. 4500 to 2500 BCE. I said this is Indian subcontinent. In Indian subcontinent, certain areas, there was a huge developments. Certain areas, it was a minimal development. Question number 1. They will ask you, in Chalcolithic period, throughout India, there was a same level of development. Yes or no? No. Why? In Chalcolithic time period, many regional cultures were all there. In Chalcolithic period, characterized by many regional cultures. What is regional cultures? You should not say the Chalcolithic time period, the development is not uniform throughout Indian subcontinent. There are many regional cultures like Malwa culture. Malwa is a region in, where is Malwa? Madhya Pradesh region, okay, Malwa region. In Malwa region, okay, there may be a civilization. But you should not say, sir, the Chalcolithic period, the Malwa civilization is so supreme, sir. There are many regional cultures were all present in India. You take today's India. Tamil Nadu is developed, Bihar is developed. Which is developed according to you? Tamil Nadu. Why you are saying Tamil Nadu? Bihar is also having many resources. How will you determine the development? How will you determine? Many factors. Yeah, economy is there, education is there. Okay. You see, we are certain determinants to determine whether an economy is progressive or not. Likewise, in Chalcolithic period, India has seen many regional cultures. Malwa culture, Svelta culture, Rangpur culture. These are all the terms. These are all the areas actually. But when compared to all these cultures, there was a culture that was existed on the bank of river Indus, is so developed actually. இவங்களெல்லாம் விட இந்த இடம் இருக்குல்ல, there was a culture, there was an area that was shown peak in the level of advancement. That peak in the level of advancement is called what culture? That is, it was called the Indus Valley civilization. நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, prelims சூப்பரா உங்களுக்கு டெக்ஸ்ட் வைப்பாங்க. During the many textbook itself, they will have this misinformation. Paleo, Meso, Neo, Chalcolithic period, the next stage is Indus Valley. In Chalcolithic period, many regional cultures were all present, many regional civilizations were all present. Not all the civilizations are all supreme. Not all the civilizations are all developed. Many regional cultures were all there. Some people, they don't have houses to stay. Whereas the same time period, the people in IVC, they used to burn the bricks to live. So what is development according to you? ஒருத்தன் வீடே இல்லாம இருக்கான், இன்னொருத்தன் burned bricks வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்கான். நாம டெவலப்மெண்ட் எதை சொல்லுவோம்? The one who lived in the burned bricks. That development is none other than civilization. That civilization is Indus Valley civilization. புரியுதா புரியலையா உங்களுக்கு? So the Chalcolithic time period characterized in India. In India, it was characterized by one of the culture on the bank of river Indus. Because Indus Valley civilization நம்ம ஏன் சொல்றோம்? There are many Indus and its tributaries. உங்களுக்கு கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. What are all they? தெரியலப்பா உங்களுக்கு. Indus is the main river. Valley civilization, Indus and its tributaries. Which are all the rivers? Indus, Zeelam, Chenab, Ravi, Sutlej, Bias. In those days, there was a river called Saraswati is there, but now it is not there. Okay, so Indus, Zeelam, Chenab, Ravi, Sutlej, Bias. This, on the bank of this rivers, there emerged a civilization called Indus Valley civilization. Conclusion. But at the same time, okay, in the Indian subcontinent, there are minor cultures. There are many regional cultures were all present. Those regional cultures are not developed. Whereas there was in the northwest of India, there was another culture called the Indus Valley culture. Okay, the people, okay, of that culture was supreme because of so many things. So that is what we are going to discuss in our next class. That is Indus Valley civilization. புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? Especially for prelims, they will ask you what are all the sites. Especially if you take Neolithic time period, there are many sites were all present. These are all there in your 6th standard NCERT books and also old NCERT book. Sites ரொம்ப முக்கியம். Preliminary examinationக்கு sites ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். நான் ஏற்கனவே உங்களுக்கு the pre-foundation class I mentioned also. Many you people are new in the pre-foundation class, in the 6th standard NCERT while I am taking the videos கூட பாத்தீங்கன்னா தெரியும். I mentioned many sites. Yes or no? Mahagara. Okay, Burza Home. Yes or no? Hansgi. Hallur. Dajoli Hoarding. Sir, புதுசு புதுசா ஏதோ பாட்டு பாடுற மாதிரிலாம் பாடுறீங்களா நினைக்க கூடாது. These are all the sites name. These sites name you have to memorize. In the NCERT test, they will be asking you from sites name. Okay, ஒரு sites சொல்லும் பொழுது இப்போ where is Son Valley? Where is Son Valley? Punjab. Okay. Adamgar, where is Adamgar? Adamgar. Correct தான், very good. Adamgar, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Adamgar, where is Adamgar? Madhya Pradesh. Okay, it's a Mesolithic site also. Adichanallur, Tamil Nadu. Hallur, Hallur was actually Hallur. Okay, it was in Karnataka. Payyamballi, it's a Tamil Nadu Andhra border. Payyamballi. Okay, Payyamballi was a Neolithic site. Brahmagiri, Karnataka. Brahmagiri remains for what? River Kaveri originates in the Brahmagiri, Coorg, Karnataka. So Brahmagiri is a Mesolithic. Okay. Where is this Imamganj, Maharashtra, right? Imamganj, Maharashtra. Okay. Listen, my dears. I said Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic. These cultures are all we are speaking in the throughout India, but after this Paleo, Meso, Neo, Chalco, we straightly go for Indus Valley. Whereas in South India, no, in our Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, we didn't study, we won't study about IVC and all. You should not think by that time there is no peoples are all there. No, peoples are all there, civilization is there, but these civilizations are all regional civilizations. But you need to understand that civilization, that regional culture's name is what we call it as megalithic cultures. What is it? Perum Karkala Payanbadu. Megalithic cultures. Mega means big. Lith means stone. Their burial system, they call it as megalithic cultures. So you should know, while we study about Indus Valley civilization in north, what is the parallel civilization in south? Megalithic cultures. Paleo, Meso, Neo, Chalco. Then in north, we study about Indus Valley civilization. So in the parallel culture in south, we call it as megalithic culture. Megalithic culture. Now write a new topic, Indus Valley civilization. The Indus Valley civilization was also called as Harappan civilization. It is also called as Bronze Age civilization. It is also called as Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Yeah. Harappa, Harappa, Harappa. Second to the Harappa. Bronze Age. So you have to write the Indus Valley civilization. It has three phases. The early phases, okay, the early phases 3000 to 2500 BCE. The mature phases 2500 to 2000 BCE, and the later phases 2000 to 1500 BCE. The Indus Valley civilization has three phases: early, mature, and later phase. The early phases 3000 to 2500 BCE, mature is 2500 to 2000, and the later phases 2000 to 1500 BCE. Right, the first point. The Indus Valley is one of the Indus Valley is one of the four. The Indus Valley is one of the four ancient civilizations. The Indus Valley is one of the four ancient civilizations. The others are Mesopotamia. The Indus Valley is one of the four ancient civilizations of the world. The others are all Mesopotamia, Chinese civilization. Others were all Mesopotamia. Next one is Chinese civilization. மெசபடோமியா எந்த நதி பக்கத்துல? டைக்ரிஸ், யூப்ரேட்ஸ். 4 சிவிலைசேஷன் இருக்கு உலகத்திலேயே பழமையானது. First one is Mesopotamian civilization. The Mesopotamia civilization born on the bank of river Tigris and Euphrates. Tigris, Euphrates. This is Mesopotamia. Next civilization is on the bank of river Yellow River Haravango. மஞ்சள் நதி நாகரிகம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Yellow River or Havango. That is what we call it as the Chinese civilization. And the third one is the Egyptian civilization. The Egyptian civilization is Nile Nadikare Naharigam, Nile civilization. And the next one is Indus Valley civilization on the bank of river Indus. Okay, now listen. Do you know when this Indus Valley civilization was discovered? இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சிவிலைசேஷன் இருக்குன்னு நமக்குலாம் எப்ப தெரியும்? யார் சொன்னா? Correct, in the 19th century. Understand the fact. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு I said Indus Valley is one of the oldest civilizations of the world. This civilization is from 2500 to 1500 BC. கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 1000 years இருந்திருக்கு. This civilization was later destroyed or something happened to it. For a very long time period, we don't know whether the civilization existed or not. In the 19th century, during the British time period, some of the British officers, they had the hobby of exploring. They had the hobby of so many things. One among the hobby is exploring the Indian art heritage. But you need to know the Indus Valley discovery was a very accidental thing. என்னன்னா 19th செஞ்சுரியில பிரிட்டிஷ் டைம் பீரியட்ல, என்னுடைய வார்த்தையில நல்லா லிசன் பண்ணுங்க, 19th century, second half of the 19th century, in India, the British were all laying the foundation for modern infrastructure, especially roadways, railways were all planned to come. So while they were all digging the roads, they were all digging the land for construction of the roadways and railways. In our present day of Pakistan, the northwestern part of India, present day of Pakistan is, that time it was India. So in the present day of Pakistan, when the Indian workers, when they were all digging roads, and they were all digging lands for the roads, they have found a super quality baked bricks. They have, while doing digging, they have found many materials were all present there, many terracotta images, many houses, buildings, well like structures. To say the truth, they found some superior quality baked bricks, burnt bricks. நம்மால என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க, அவங்க ரொம்ப ஹாப்பி. இந்தியன் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் பத்தி தெரியும், அது என்ன ஏது எப்படின்லாம் ஒன்னும் யோசிக்கல யாரும். ஏன்னா நம்மளாம் ஓசியில பெனாயில் கடிச்சாலே குடிச்சிருவோம்ல. சுப்பீரியர் குவாலிட்டி பேக்டு பிரிக்ஸ் இருக்கு, அதுவும் பூமியில இருக்கு. ஓகே, இட் வாஸ் அ டிவைன் கிவன் கிஃப்ட் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சுக்கிட்டு they have demolished that structure, they have used that burned structure for building their own houses. இதெல்லாம் நடந்துகிட்டு இருக்கு த்ரூஅவுட் பாகிஸ்தான்ல. இத அப்சர்வ் பண்றாரு ஒரு பிரிட்டிஷ் ஆபீசர். அடா பாவிகளா, சல்லி சல்லியான ஒருக்கிட்டீங்கடான்ற மாதிரி இத ஒரு பிரிட்டிஷ் ஆபீசர் பாக்குறாரு. he is none other than, he is the father of Indian archaeology. Who was he? His name was Alexander Cunningham. Who was the father of Indian archaeology? He was a British fellow. Okay, so Alexander Cunningham, a British officer who interested in archaeology, who interested in understanding the Indian art heritage. Okay, he stopped that all these ill activities and he started to protect that area, and he started to decipher what it was. அது என்னன்றத புரிஞ்சுக்க ட்ரை பண்ணார். This event was happening in 1860s. He said who? யார் சொன்னா? அவர் பேரை மறக்கக்கூடாது. It's a previous year question. Who was the father of Indian archaeology? Listen, before Alexander Cunningham, some other British officers, Charles, many British officers were all there, but they didn't, like Alexander Cunningham, they didn't took a great lead in deciphering what is there. It was the Alexander Cunningham who took the initiative of deciphering what it was. So this Alexander Cunningham said, he was the first fellow to say that there was a civilization existed here. It was one of the oldest civilization in the world. This oldest civilization is having relationship with other contemporary civilizations of the world. அப்படின்னா என்ன? He clearly says, sir, there was a cultural trade relationship between a civilization that was existed here with other civilization. Indus Valley la irukக்கூடிய civilization, one of the oldest civilization, it was having a trade contact with other oldest civilization like Mesopotamia, Egypt. சொன்னது யாருன்னா அலெக்சாண்டர் கனிங்கம். Archaeology, burials, carbon dating. Okay, so we will learn one by one. because he was basically an archaeologist. There is a difference between historians and archaeologists. Archaeologists will go into field work. They will learn what it was. They will go for horizontal excavation and vertical excavation. They will do field work. We know Indus Valley civilization, there are many terracotta images were all there. Many potteries were all there. He will analyze this potteries in this style. Mesopotamian pottery was in that style. What is the correlation? That is the work of archaeologist. Have you watched the movie Hera? Kamala Hassan in the first scene, he was the one working in Mohenjo-daro. He was archaeologist. So, historian, based on the facts of archaeologists, historian will derive history. Romila Thapar was a historian. Upender Singh was a historian. Bipin Chandra was a historian. Historian, based on the facts of archaeologists, they will categorize the history. But archaeologists work in the field. Apo, this Alexander Cunningham, he was an archaeologist. He was a British officer. He only first said that there was a civilization existed here. The civilization was not a rural civilization. The civilization, it was not confined only to Pakistan, or that time only to that particular region. Almost 3 countries were, today almost 3 countries were all associated with this civilization. That is what we call it as Indus Valley civilization. So you need to know now what is the geographical extent. அப்ப Indus Valley civilization இருக்குன்னா அது எங்க இருந்து எது வரைக்கும் தெரியணும்ல. So market Indus Valley civilization உடைய geographical extent in north, the northernmost region of IVC, the place was called Manda, Jammu and Kashmir. இத மண்டன்னு படிக்க கூடாது, மாண்டா. Don't read it as Monday. மண்டன்னா மண்டை அங்க இருக்கு அப்படிலாம் சொல்லாதீங்க. Jammu and Kashmir, Manda, it was the northernmost extent of IVC. Easternmost, east, there was a place called Alamgirpur. Alamgirpur எங்க இருக்குன்னா உத்தரப்பிரதேஷ்ல இருக்கு. It is the easternmost extent. Southernmost extent of IVC, south. இது east, அது north. Southernmost extent of IVC, southernmost extent Maharashtra la irukkudiya Daimabad. Daimabad. Westernmost extent, okay, westernmost extent is, okay, Makran coast. Makran coast, it was Iran Pakistan border. இதான் Indus Valley உடைய geographical extent. And northwestern extent is Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan. This is the northwestern part of Indus Valley extent. இப்போ almost you see Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, India. You need to know majority of the Indus Valley belongs to the present day of Pakistan. Okay, majority area Indus Valley la anga da irukku, Pakistan la da irukku. Okay, so this is the geographical extent of IVC. Here only the Indus and its tributaries were all flowing actually. Okay, fine. Yeah, south Maharashtra, Daimabad, Daimabad, Daimabad. West la Makran coast, Pakistan Iran border region. Makran coast, west, that's the westernmost border. Northwestern border is Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, northwestern extent. North la Manda, Jammu and Kashmir. Manda was the place actually. இதெல்லாம் sites, exact ஆன sites name, இதெல்லாம் areas name. Okay, so this is the geographical extent of IVC. Now you have to understand. Sir, among the three phases, early phase, mature phase, later phase, when someone asks you, what is the unique of IVC, what you will say? Indus Valley Civilization எதுக்குப்பா ஃபேமஸ்னு உங்ககிட்ட யாருன்னா கேட்குறாங்க, எதுக்கு ஃபேமஸ்? தெரியாமலாம் முடிக்கக்கூடாது. நீங்களாம் என்சிஆர்டி புக் 6th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் படிச்சிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னு நான் நம்புறேன். இண்டஸ் வேலி ஏன் ஃபேமஸ்? அர்பன் சிவிலைசேஷன். ஓகே, குட். வேற? ட்ரைனேஜ் சிஸ்டம். வெரி குட். லிசன் மை டியர்ஸ், மெனி ஆர்கிடெக்சரல் மார்வல் ஆர் இப்படி சொல்லலாம். Some of the unique features of IVC belong to the mature phase time period of IVC. The early phase of IVC, early phase is nothing but, okay, the early phase of IVC having its dominance of Chalcolithic cultures. By the time the Indus Valley is developing slowly, the mature phase it was its in peak, and the later phase it was declining. So many features, many apex features of IVC you will be studying in the mature phase only. This is the understanding. So coming to the point, I said Indus Valley Civilization is one of the name. What is the another name I said? Indus Valley was also called as Harappan Civilization. Many people will say it is Harappan. What is this Harappan? Yeah, this Harappa was a city. Okay, understand the fact, my dears, even today the excavations were all going on IVC. Even today, many northwest part of India, the ASI, especially in Indian part of in Indian territory, the ASI is doing research. Many recent researchers also says that many new towns were all deciphered even today, discovered even today. So Harappa was the largest city in IVC that was discovered in 1921 by Dayaram Shahi. Harappa was the first largest city that was discovered by Dayaram Shahi in 1921. But now tell me now whether now Harappa is the largest city? Inniki? Now Harappa was not the largest city or town. In 1921, when they go for excavation, they say Harappa on the bank of river Ravi, it was the largest city in 1921, but now it was not the largest. Now there was another city called Rakhi Garhi. Now Rakhi Garhi was the largest city of IVC. What is it? Rakhi Garhi. இது எங்க இருக்கு? இந்தியாவுல ஹரியானால இருக்கு. ஹரியானா. Now Rakhi Garhi was the largest city of IVC. What is it? Rakhi Garhi. Okay. Harappa was also called as bronze, that is Indus Valley was also called as civilization because bronze image was produced in a very large. Okay, now what you need to conclude? First, copper. How bronze was produced? First, what is there? Copper was produced during which time period? Chalco. Copper கூட என்னத்தை ஆட் பண்ணாங்க? tin ஆட் பண்ணி விட்டாங்க. என்ன ஆச்சு? bronze வந்துச்சு. Okay, so copper was the first metal to be used. Copper was added with the tin. Bronze was produced. Bronze image was produced. So many IVC bronze images was discovered in other civilizations like Mesopotamia. So many famous IVC famous for what now? Bronze now. Bronze images was exported like anything. So it is called Bronze Age civilization. And what is the last point? Saraswati Sindhu civilization. I said Sindhu river is nothing but in this IVC was called Sindhu. Okay, Saraswati was the river existed that time, but now it was drained up. So This civilization was also called as Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Okay, so please understand, this particular term was in a debate some 2 years before, I think so, when our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while addressing in the parliament, she says that the Saraswati Sindhu civilization, when he referred the word Saraswati Sindhu civilization, some of the opposition leaders, okay, they outcried, they shouted, why you are categorizing Harappa into a Saraswati Sindhu? This Saraswati Sindhu are all Vedic terms. Harappa is the word here used. But understand the fact, Saraswati Sindhu are none other than what? They maybe look like Vedic terms, but originally what it was? These are all rivers. Okay, so Saraswati Sindhu civilization means which civilization? It was Indus Valley. So if you take the uniqueness of Indus Valley, it was a riverine civilization. It was an urban civilization. It was not a rural civilization. It was a riverine urban civilization. Panbatta Nahara Nadikare Nahari. Panbatta means what? Supreme, apex, zenith. It was a well-developed urban civilization. When someone say urban civilization, you should know 75% of the people performed non-agricultural activities. So in Indus Valley, many towns were, I am not saying agriculture is not there, understand the fact. I am saying Indus Valley civilization, many towns and cities were all there. In many towns and cities, people, 75% of the people performed non-agricultural activity. So it was not basically a rural civilization. It was basically a urban riverine civilization. So this is the fact. So இன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ்ல ஏதோ போதும்.